Well, let's try to look to the future here. Dr. Robert Collins is a professor from Dillard University in New Orleans. He wrote a report on urban planning in the city after Katrina. Professor, thanks for your time. I guess we should look back for a minute just to tell people you, of course, were caught up in Katrina. Didn't the university end up being run from a hotel? How did that work?
Yes, because our campus was damaged after the storm, we actually couldn't immediately go back to campus. And also 80% of our faculty and staff lost their homes. So what we had to do, we had to relocate to the Hilton Hotel in downtown New Orleans, and we taught our classes in their convention space. And most of our students most of our students lived in the Hilton, and our faculty lived between the Hilton and the Marriott. So yeah, so we had to live and teach out of hotels for 4 months.
It does seem extraordinary, doesn't it, that 10 years after all that, we are still talking about areas of New Orleans, mostly poor African-American areas, which have barely recovered at all. I mean, American cities, by and large, don't have a history, do they, of what you might call master planning?
That's true. The U.S. doesn't really have the same history of town planning that, say, you have in the United Kingdom. Here, everything is about property rights, is about building wherever you want to. And so that created problems for us after Katrina, because the process of master planning and the process of comprehensive zoning basically had to be started from scratch.
So what's to be done? More robust building regulations, presumably for starters?
Yes, well, we need to have a more robust discussion here about hurricane-proof buildings, building above flood elevation, buildings that can withstand the wind damage from Katrinas. We're getting better on that, but we're still not quite where we need to be.
And yet even removing the water has caused problems, hasn't it, with subsidence?
Yes, the real danger to the future of New Orleans is the process of subsidence or sinking land, because over the past 100 years, we've basically, our pumping system has drained the city. And while that's allowed people to live anywhere they wanted to live, the problem with that is we've taken the natural water out of the organic materials within the soils, which has caused the land to sink further. So we now have to build and design a drainage system in a more sustainable way that allows the rainwater to be put back into the soil to reinvigorate the soil so that the land won't sink anymore. So we have to build in an environmentally sustainable way.
Professor, much to discuss there. For the moment, thank you.